Season 2 is huge, but different than what we expected. That's the name of this video. It is a JGOD video. I'll go ahead and have the original video down in the link in the description. But if you are new here, if you've never been here before, it's your boy, the myth, the legend, the man with 3,000 hands, aka Ugly Boy 3000. Go ahead and hit that sub button, turn on the post notification so you never miss a video, and drop a like. It puts us into the algorithm and it gets us one step closer to taking over the world.
So I waited a little bit to process the community update.
You waited
there's a
for
lot of
JGOD?
information in there.
You ain't gotta
about
wait for
season
nobody.
2 and what Call of Duty is going to go forward, and a lot of the things sound good. I thought it's worth covering those because it is news. Even though the state of the game is kind of holding the game back, Warzone has had tons of problems with bugs, and then also huge issues with
that we don't know already.
Ricochet, which
no
whether
cheat
it exists
system
or not, the shadow ban system. There's a lot of things they address in here. It says ahead of season 2's launch in Black Ops 6, Call of Duty Warzone on January 28th, we're here to address the
and before wait up, sorry to butt in, and before we get too far, this video is 18 minutes long. It's probably gonna end up being like 20 minutes to 22 minutes with my reaction, so it is what it is. Make sure you watch the video all the way through. It does help the video out. But let's get right back to what JGOD's talking about, man.
Feedback we've been hearing from our community. So there's cheating, ability to disable crossplay on console, which is going to be huge for console players, and then also some of the server issues, stability issues, crashing.
Should I stop playing on PC?
Which has been ongoing issues.
Should I just play on
and then
console or what?
Life updates and then requested bug fixes. This one's kind of a weird worded. Requested. It shouldn't need to be requested for a bug to get fixed. But there's certain bugs that obviously maybe don't pop up, and they're able to go in and address that. Update from Ricochet anti-cheat team. It says updated detection models for behavior systems such as aimbotting and other data points.
That's crazy. And just know that they didn't implement this in the beginning of season 1 because they sold the cheats to the people. I keep on telling you that they sold the cheats to the people so then they can go ahead and say that they fixed them, and then once they fix them, they can sell more cheats. Call of Duty is making the cheats. They're the developers of the cheats, and they say they go on holiday break, but it's just to be able to let the cheaters actually be able to cheat, you know,
including account trust and hardware identifiers to target serial cheaters. Over 136,000 people ranked play accounts banned.
136,000 banned. That's crazy,
that's a lot of players. What does that mean for PUBG?
There's 136,000 losers out there
of the players play
that can't get a dub without aimbot.
A bigger issue in ranked than it is. I don't know.
Crazy,
crazy.
Oh, my bad.
Reducing the time it takes to action. So
face cam 2.
For this, where
sorry, JGOD, I was covering your face. If you made it this far, I'm sorry.
Map 4, like the match 4. Or sooner, ideally by the first match, but at the latest by match 4 or whatever. There's like some arbitrary milestone where they said we want to get the cheater caught by X. So new detection and warning systems for spam reporting by account. And this is a part where they kind of feel like it's gaslighting a little bit, because there are cheat providers telling their customers that when they use this cheat, they're sending 10,000 reports at once. So it says malicious reporting is against the security enforcement policy, which you can read online. It's important to clarify that when a user spams a report button in-game multiple times against a user, or someone uses an illegal cheat tool to spam 10,000 reports, our system does not consider more than the single report for the player versus another, which is feel like a little bit of gaslighting, because there's been instances where somebody says, hey, I'm going to do the 1 report, and they do the 10,000 report, and it shadow bans the account. So there's got to be something at play, unless it's just coincidence that that was the final straw. That's the one that banned your account.
There's no final straw.
Developers tell people
we know the truth.
So I don't really trust them here, and they haven't really earned our trust, because they're not proving contrary to this anecdotal feeling that people have, where the cheater says, hey, yeah, I'm going to get your account shadowed. Here's 10,000 reports. Good luck, buddy. And then you get shadowed. That's not, that's more proof anecdotally than what they're saying. So they have new detection and warning systems for repeat playing with cheaters' behavior. When a cheater is banned, our system will detect other accounts it had regularly partied up with and raise flags for investigation for combating boosting, as well as other cheater behavior. So There it is. We have community questions about detection methods like IP-based banning. We do not utilize IP-based bans for anti-cheat because they tend to take action against entire groups within a range that aren't problematic. For example, a college campus or an internet cafe, which that's fair. Maybe they stopped doing the IP banning then, because for my knowledge, I thought it was IP banning, then hardware banning. And then that's why people have to have spoofers. Like, why would you need a spoofer if they're not IP banning you?
Because it would ban your whole
that's
PC.
That's the logical thing, but they're saying they don't. So I don't know. That's weird. But they don't mention anything about the hardware because obviously that
anything that they tell you that they're doing, just know that they're not really doing any of that, and they're just saying that they're doing it. Like he just said, now they're saying they don't IP ban, they don't hardware ban, but they were supposed to be doing it since Verdansk, but they never did it. And that's why you could just create another account and start hacking on it in the same day.
The same as having the same issues playing on a college campus. In December, we announced that we're implementing major upgrades to the current online and active kernel level driver for Season 2, as well as upgrades to server-side systems in early 2025. And that's basically what they said. Now here's what they're delivering. So Season 2, it'll be new improvements to client and server-side detections and systems, which isn't very specific. And then it's a little bit technical lingo here, which
why don't they have in Season 2 no more skill-based hit reg, no more skill-based damage, and we're gonna reduce skill-based matchmaking? Why don't they put that in the patch notes?
Don't quite
that's
understand.
What we need to see.
They're gonna have
and they already got Season 3 patch notes. That's wild,
security
bro.
And reinforcements in encryption process, whatever the heck that means. New tampering detection systems. All right, fine. And then Season 3 and beyond. So we'll get this on the 28th, and then 2 months later. New tech is coming out to authenticate legit players and target cheaters. I don't know what that means. They said basically as we get closer to Season 3, they'll give us more information, but not too many details because they don't want to give everything away. So we're not slowing down in our mission to shut down cheaters. Again, lip service until like action speaks louder than words. This is just words, right? And I think people feel that way. So server stability, packet loss, and crashing. And I think that's an important part. And one thing I'll mention with this is a lot of times it'll be like we were asking for some transparency and they're giving us the transparency here, right? They were dead silent for a while, but at least there's some transparency. Doesn't solve the problem, but at least people feel heard in certain aspects as we go through these things. And initially people will not trust them. They haven't earned the trust. Nope. They lost the trust multiple times over multiple months.
We're not trusting them, JGOD. So you can't get us to trust them, dog.
Information with a grain of salt, because it's like one of those things where until it's actually implemented and on the 28th comes and then we get to try it out and be like, oh, this actually is feeling better. And then Season 3 comes. Oh, it's actually better. They have to develop that trust. And it's like they told nine truths and a lie. Anybody who tells you 9 truths and a lie is a liar, right? Like, it doesn't matter if they were truthful the 9 times. The fact that you putting out the lie, it tarnishes all levels of trust. And
exactly.
They've done that over time. It'll take a very long time to combat that and then reverse that process.
They've been lying for years,
feel like they're trusting, which for some they'll never will, but it is what it is. So we've seen community reports increased rubber banding, packet loss, and server disconnects in recent weeks, especially in ranked and in certain regions where some players may not have access to many servers as others. Obviously, North America has a ton. Europe, maybe not as many. Australia, not really many, and you're kind of limited. And then Africa is it's pretty bad. We have been monitoring match activity closely, including identifying suspicious accounts that appear in multiple crashed lobbies. So basically, obviously, if somebody's triggering it, they can go, ha, we found the root cause. Team of Demonware has narrowed down some specific causes of these issues that can affect all players. New improvements have been made in Call of Duty servers. And this is already something that I think has already gone out because the servers as a whole have improved. While this is an industry-wide issue, we remain committed to combating individuals and organizations who intend to ruin the gameplay experience. And yes, this is not isolated to Call of Duty. Nearly every online game struggles with cheaters, whether it's Tarkov, Fortnite, Apex Legends.
We know this.
3 pro players in Apex Legends,
but they're not selling the cheats to their own player base,
and the original accounts got banned. That is crazy. I couldn't even fathom that happening in Call of Duty.
So they can have like this is an idea, but it doesn't matter what my idea is because they're selling the cheats. So they can have like like Valorant. My bad. I'm taking a long time. I had to think of the game. I don't play Valorant, but Valorant on PC, you have to go through a whole thing where it scans your PC. Why don't you just do that for PC on Call of Duty and then just eliminate that? Just it's only on PC. Console players don't have to do it because console players, they're still dealing with the Cronus Zens and everything like that. But for PC, you should make them do the whole background check.
Duty.
It'll solve a lot of problems, but they don't do it.
Able to do that for certain accounts. But realistically, it is insane how big of a problem this is, and I think the ability to play with cross-play off is a huge bonus until they get this dialed in, or if they ever get it dialed in. So players at least have the option to maybe not play on their $2,000-$3,000 PC or more, and they could just play on their $500 console. And you're kind of stuck with it that way. With these new improvements now in place, Black Ops 6 and Warzone, so they've already taken place, we've already seen improvement in stability in the back end. While this isn't one size fits all, because depending on what part of the region, what region you're in, you're still going to have limitations on servers and where you connect to, and there's different other latency, ping, and network issues that can happen. But it should be significantly better because the bad actors aren't contributing to those issues as well. So we're confident in the results we've already seen in practice. In addition to these improvements, the team has also solved some server issues in the regions that have recently experienced instability and will continue to act quickly to resolve these as they pop up. As always, the Call of Duty team will continue to keep a close eye on performance and adjust as necessary. So an update from the disruptive behavior team on voice moderation. And this is one that's very polarizing because it's like one of those things where what they determine or define as inappropriate language, right? Yeah. So for example, if a person wants to use the N-word,
oh yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Black, it might not be as big of an issue as a white person saying it, or if I was saying it. There's no way I would ever say that.
It's still an issue, dog.
Realistically,
it's still an issue.
There's issues with that. If I were to racially discriminate against someone in my lobby, or maybe say something sexist or homophobic, there's certain things that you would say, and depending on the context, the how bad it is, it would be significantly different. So I think there's a fine line there, because there's plenty of things in the game for a 17 plus game that language could definitely be said. But when it's derogatory, it becomes kind of an issue. And it's like, who determines the derogatory? So they're going to continue working on that. Players should have the freedom to trash talk, and we're constantly working with our teams to make sure moderation is solely targeting conversations that veer into derogatory territories. Whatever the system's doing, it's not doing it properly, because so many people are getting comms banned that aren't maybe necessarily saying anything inappropriate. Their mic can be muted and they can still get comms banned, which makes zero sense. And I think there are absolute scenarios where maybe people take it too far beyond the trash talk and are making derogatory comments that aren't in the spirit of trash talk. They're racist, homophobic, or prejudiced some way.
Yes.
Beyond just saying you suck at
we
the
know
game,
this,
right? Or your ass.
Shout out to homie Peso. He go crazy.
Incoming Black Ops 6 updates. This is where we get some huge changes to Black Ops 6 Zombies, but a lot of these trickle over into Warzone, and we'll focus primarily on the Warzone one. I think there's some global stuff.
They need to make Warzone its own entity, its own game.
Right here it says challenge tracking, up to 10 manually tracked challenges. Quality of life, bringing it back from where it was. Not a kudos moment, because we already had this. It got taken away. Separate HUD, cool. Continue to expand on that quality of life. And then reduce collision with teammates to improve maneuverability around tight spaces and doorways with nearby teammates. And this has been a long-going issue. I don't know why they didn't fix this before. It was an issue in Vanguard. It was an issue in Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3. If you ever played Shipment, you get stuck in the crate. This should help resolve some of those issues. Obviously, weapon balancing will be a thing in Warzone, but they're going to have their own for multiplayer. So we'll go ahead and skim through to the Warzone part of it, because obviously we mainly cover Warzone. So season 2 of Warzone,
and that's what we're here to see. JGOD, I appreciate you, bro, for this whole
adding more quality of life
breakdown,
and
dog.
Addressing ongoing bugs. Some of the content might be put a little bit pushed out,
the viewers
or on the back
appreciate
burner,
JGOD
or
too.
instead of having
link
10
down in the
things,
description to his video
8,
if you want to watch the original
so they
video.
can redistribute those people to work on some of the core issues, so that the game, when you play it, it functions. And then in season 3, when it's rumored Verdansk is coming out, that will be the launch of the integration, versus like when it actually integrated was like the soft launch, if you want to call it that. So this means in order to deliver meaningful improvements to our players, new content originally planned for Season 2 has been shifted to create the bandwidth, basically shift the workload. These improvements won't come all at once. Rather, they'll be staggered across the season and be quite a few quality of life changes coming mid-season. Our priority is having the most solid foundation. All right, so key gameplay. So they made it so weapons reload faster for all weapons. So that's almost
great.
like you're going to get sleight of hand by default. And obviously, some weapons will experience
5% is nothing though. 20%,
like
they should just do 20%.
Year when we had sleight of hand or fast hands or whatever the heck it was called, some weapons only saw a minor improvement, and some it was significant. So this is where this 5% to 20% is.
Reduce penalty to sprint to fire jumping. That's 35%.
They don't want reloads
to 10.
too
That's
fast,
good.
And they don't want reloads
because
too slow,
I play
but they want it to be
tac
noticeable.
sprint.
So this is going to be a default perk, essentially built into the weapon. It doesn't say that, but that's essentially what this is, and they're categorizing it as a weapon class so that when you equip a weapon, it will have this benefit. Reducing penalty to sprint to fire while jumping from 35% to 10% cuts it significantly, and then increases the jump ADS speed to ADS speed by 25%. So right now there's a penalty when you ADS, it goes like this. When you jump, it goes much slower. It's going to reduce that penalty and speed it up. I think it should be completely gone, but I think they're trying to find that fine balance. Adjusted bullet penetration, because so many materials were like made of paper. They're adjusting the way the bullet pen works so that bullet penetration should work kind of how expected, where if somebody's behind an object, you'll still maybe do damage, but it won't do a lot. And then obviously higher caliber weapons will do more damage. Weapon swap speed increased by 10%, effectively copying quick grip gloves from Modern Warfare. So this is what we saw last year. So they brought this default perk back. It should have never been gone, but it is what it is. And then remove
but they
bursts
took it away just to say they added something.
From the ground loot. So when you're looting, it should change the floor loot going into Season 2. Even beyond this is kind of like a methodology for future floor loot, which is kind of nice. Movement, increased jump speed and successive jump height with one unmodified successive jump. This reads like bunny hopping, but until we try it, we won't know. So I'm glad we've talked about this.
Bunny hopping in Black Ops 6 is wild, bro. If they add bunny hopping, and then they should add when you're diving too to be able to shoot a little bit quicker, bro. Just do it, man. Just make the game fun, y'all. Y'all know you can make the game fun, but they don't want to make the game too fun.
You should be able to at least do one bunny hop. If you want to drop shot, if you want to slide, if you want to do any other movements, you should be able to have the full tool set. But bunny hopping as a whole, being able to do like 5 bunny hops, a little bit broken. So good, it got adjusted. Increase the speed of the parachute cut animation so you'll be able to get on the ground quicker, making cutting a parachute and readying your weapon significantly faster. So if you're landing, it should be much faster so you're not like penalized like, oh, I'm landing. Increase player velocity when landing from the cut shoot so you'll be able to get smoother transition to sprinting. And then audio. We'll have to wait and see on that. And then perks. Combat Scout.
Go ahead and buy that audio. You know what I'm saying? They're selling audio just to hear better.
Essentially nerfing Combat Scout and balancing it. Dexterity. Now we're going to get it buffed by default. So now you don't have to equip it. And they're going to replace that perk and perk 1 with Mountaineer. The original Mountaineer we had last year. So that'll probably be the go-to unless you've gotten accustomed to using one of the other perk 1 options. Or maybe they're going to rearrange the perks a little bit. Give us some different options, but it'll return Mountaineer and it'll be nice. So even if you don't run Mountaineer, you're still going to have Dexterity by default and a buff version. So you should have a noticeable difference and it'll be at all times. So even when you're landing, you haven't got your perks, you get that huge buff there.
Moral of the story after everything he's saying is Season 3 is going to be the official release of the game because they put the game out so people could just buy it, and it was broken. It's not even broken. It was how they wanted it to be.
Veteran now significantly reduces the damage ticks of gas grenades. W. Munition satchel will only give you 1 additional item instead of 2. I think they'll probably adjust that again. But I think those should be removed in ranked. Maximum deploy tacticals, lethals 2 up or down from 3, and then gas grenade radius duration movement penalties reduced to bring in line with the vision of the zoning tactical and less of a lethal crutch. Spy camera outline no longer renders through walls. I don't know how effective that'll be. And then advanced UAVs get a buff, and now they show elevation arrow, which is huge.
That's crazy.
That might make
that advance was already better.
Way more valuable. Miscellaneous. Body shield functionality, they kind of adjusted that. And then there's a bunch of bug fixes. So map and gameplay issues, weapon equipment, and perks and contracts, a lot of those issues. And then operators, address operator selection apparent issues in the menu. And then rank play, they're going to rework some of the way the scoring works in rank play. They'll give us more details when that comes out. Pretty straightforward. And then a look ahead. We have ambition plans and plenty of new content coming in Call of Duty. And you have our commitment that we've outlined above is only the next phase in a series of updates. And one part I do want to point out, because I don't want anyone thinking I'm overgassing this update, because I think there's a lot of good stuff in there. But let's not get it twisted. We've been here before. This is the third time we've been here.
Exactly. We've been here several times.
But we had a very similar message in 2022. Much shorter, a little post just saying, hey, we're working on it. We're going to hustle. And then again, and with Warzone 2, we had the same issue. And then now we've had this one right here. So I wouldn't get my hopes overly high. Like I said, they still have to earn people's trust. I've talked to people within the studio that sound like they got a good grasp of it, but it's still like a wait and see. There's a lot of people still upload content daily. I'm not one of those people.
I'm one of those people.
I think something's interesting.
Hey, I'm camo grinding every single day. I'm ranking up every single day on Call of Duty. And then I release the best attachments for the weapons that I ended up liking once I maxed them out. So if you want to see that, if you want more content, make sure you hit that sub button, because I am putting it out daily. And then I'm going to jump on Warzone for sure in season 2. I'm playing through the struggle, man. So get down with the struggle. Hopefully everybody stops playing Call of Duty and I'm the only person uploading, so then I can finally grow my following and we can get one step closer to, you already know, conquering the whole universe. And then
I'm in a position
going to a different planet.
I don't have to upload every day. I only have to upload when it's interesting. Some people are doing loadout videos every single day. Kudos to them. Get on the grind, support the content. There's people who are enjoying the game.
We grinding
Give
now.
them loadouts for
Shout out
entertainment,
JGOD,
whatever. Do news every single day.
You,
That's
JGOD.
cool. Find something to talk about, a leak, or whatever. That's cool. I'm going to cover what I think is interesting. I don't think we'll have much more interesting until we get the roadmap, and then we get the patch notes as well as a new meta. Because each season there should be a new meta based off conversations I've had before.
I don't think each season there should be a new meta, because not everybody can play the game as much. I think there should be a new meta every other season. That sounds a little bit better. To be able to be in a better position and add to variety besides the XM4, which is currently dominating the meta. I do appreciate you guys continuing to support the channel, even with the infrequent videos. Thank you guys for watching. See you on the next one. Thank you for watching as always. Have a great day.